In this module, we will see the remaining organelles of the cell, like mitochondria, centrioles, lysosomes, peroxisomes, and microtubules, etc. So we will see the functions and the structures of these organelles in the cell. So here we can see the structure of the mitochondria. So we can see is the location of the mitochondria in the cell, and we have amplified the structure of this mitochondria. So mitochondria is generally known as the storehouse or powerhouse of the cell, because most of the energy is generated in the mitochondria. So it is a membrane bound. Double membranes are present inside the mitochondria, and within the membranes ATP is formed, which is the active source of the energy. The next is the peroxisomes. Generally, peroxisomes and lysosomes fall into the vesicles, and these vesicles are membrane packages that contain enzymes or proteins. There are two types of vesicles I have told earlier, peroxisomes and lysosomes. So peroxisomes, basically they contain the hydrolytic enzymes. So we know that hydrogen peroxide is a dangerous compound within the cells. So when this hydrogen peroxide is formed within the cell, catalase enzymes that is present within the peroxisomes, it degrades the hydrogen peroxide into hydrogen and water and oxygen. So peroxisome is catalase filled membrane packages that protect the cells from the diverse effect of hydrogen peroxide. Here we can see the very complex structure and the mechanism of the peroxisomes. So next is the lysosome, which is also the one of the type of the vesicles. So lysosomes are also membrane enclosed vesicles. So we can see the location of these vesicles, lysosomes, and we can see the larger view of these lysosomes. So these lysosomes contain over 40 different powerful enzymes that enable the cell to digest and destroy large molecules. So lysosomes also help white blood cells to destroy foreign substances such as bacteria and viruses that invade the body. Lysosomes also recycle older or damaged organelles. It means that with what we have studied, different organelles, if they become older, then these lysosomes will digest and destroy those older organelles by engulfing selected organelles and destroying them with powerful enzymes that they contain. And these enzymes generally contain hydrolytic enzymes. These enzymes are then transported to Golgi apparatus by support vesicles. Here we can see the example. Here some food vacuole, food is transported into the cell and is converted into the food vacuole, and then these lysosomes fuse with these food vacuoles, and ultimately digestion take place and all the food particles will be digested within these lysosomes. So next is the cytoskeleton. Cytoskeleton is a structure inside the cell, and it gives the cell a definite shape. So we can assume that it resembles the structure of a bridge. For example, this is the main support of the bridge, and there are some smaller support of the bridge. So these cytoskeletons represent these supporting elements of the bridge. For example, inside the cell we have two things like the supporting elements of the bridge. One is the bigger one here. So bigger one is called the microtubules. So we can see here the bigger support in the cell like the support of the bridge. And the thinner support of the bridge is also present in the cell also. And these smaller supports within the cell are called microfilament. Here we can see the smaller support within the cell. So these cytoskeleton, either it comprises of microtubules or microfilament, they basically support the structure of the cell. Next is the centrosome. Centrosome is a part of the within the cell, and it is important in positioning within the cell. So these centrosome, we can see here, centrosome, they play an important role in the cell division of the cell, and it helps in the formation of the spindle fiber when the cell was dividing. And the centrosome, they eventually one move to the either side of the cell and to the spindle fibers. Then the chromosomes are attached to these spindle fibers, and these chromosomes also move, half of the chromosome move to the either side of the cell. So they play a very important role in the cell division. So in this module we have seen the specialized functions of the organelles that are present within the cell. So if we combine the first module and this module, so it has become very clear that within the cells there are present specialized organs that perform very specialized functions.